about to be so cold.
I know.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
I'll carve your name into the sun, love you till my days are done. I'll never let you go. You're the fire inside my blood, burn the bad and leave the good, my angel. I'm the ghost, I'll never let you go.
Hey, Christian.
Yeah.
Can you like to straight again?
I'm ready. Quin getting the shot. Jess modeling. So freaking beautiful. I wish I had a polarizer so you could see how blue the water is. But it's so clear. The mountains, so beautiful this morning. It's hard to film and paddle at the same time, I will say. I'm not sure I can do it. Stuff will go overboard, including myself. So I'm just gonna float while we film.
When it all comes tumbling down, I wanna know that you'll still be around. You know they say I had my first breakdown. It would be that when the next comes around. Nothing gets to me. There's only sunshine ahead of me now. Smile at everything. Nothing but sunshine ahead of me now.
Change it up.
My wave is messy like the sea.
More of that stuff, and then that gives us a little more purpose too.
Make it a little harder than it is. So pretty up here. Whew. When I left Lake Tahoe for Idaho, I didn't know I'd be back to the Eastern Sierra again so soon, but under very different circumstances. This trip to the Sawtooth Mountains and the Tetons would be the very last trip with my home, as I've always known it. Deep down, I knew something wasn't right. Because, well, there were signs. But I was reluctant to peel away the layers and see what was really going on. Because, ignorance is bliss. It was easier to tell myself I was worrying for nothing and to keep the adventure going. So, that's what I did.
Gravitate towards is like filmmaking or BTS or anything that's like educational related.
That's essentially what I'm filming most of the time, is a lot of B-roll stuff and then trying to piece it all together and tell a story. Well, that sounds amazing. I would love to work with you guys. But eventually, the signs were yelling at me. The van smelled musty. It felt damp. And I could see that water was consistently pooling under the edge of my flooring. Something was very wrong. Okay, I have an issue where water is leaking out of this corner and pooling. And it's been going on for a little bit. And this subfloor is soaked. I've lifted this up and looked back there with a headlamp, and it doesn't appear to be soaked much further back, but I just don't know where this is coming from. Like, what the heck? So I began by first checking the pump, the plumbing lines, and then the space beneath the fridge. And what I found was nothing. Absolutely no sign of a leak. Okay, what a journey the last few days has been. I haven't actually been documenting it really because it's just been a lot to take in, but I ripped up my floor. I was noticing a really like musty, wet, mildewy smell. And so I ripped up one floorboard and yeah, my fears were confirmed. The subfloor underneath was absolutely soaked and it was slimy. So I pulled up the next floorboard, same thing. Pulled up the next one and there was a baseball size patch of mold. So that was game over. I like started ripping literally everything up. I just decided to start ripping flooring up because I was smelling some really concerning smells, and yeah, that's definitely mold. It's pretty bad, guys. I don't know what to do except for continue ripping it out. It just keeps getting worse the further back I go. Luckily, this house that I'm staying at, they're so cool. The guy, Steve, was like, oh my gosh, use my tools. Like, he came out to help me, to show me how everything worked. And I just started hacking away at the van. And it's a really good thing I did because the subfloor, almost all the way to the back, was just soaked. All of the wood just soaked. I have no idea what's causing it. It's not coming from the door because it goes all the way back. So much water. Luckily, I didn't see any more patches of mold, but it smelt like it was beginning to get there. So yeah, I've been ripping everything up and sawing around these cabinets and everything, but the cabinets are gonna have to come out because it is wet going underneath. Like the subfloor down here is still wet. My van is like a disaster. It's a freaking construction zone. I've been tearing my whole house apart. The good news is I've been able to pinpoint what the issue is, and it's the plumbing. So at first I was like, oh crap, like when I replaced the pump I did it wrong, but that's not the case. I've been troubleshooting it by running the water without it going down the drain and also running it with it going down the drain. When water goes down the drain, it then seeps out here. Like a lot of water seeps out. And that's what was causing everything to get waterlogged. So I now have no floor apart from what's underneath the cabinets. And I'm gonna have to plan to like rebuild everything, but I'm trying to at least fix the plumbing problem so that the leak stops. And I ordered some rugs to put down just as a band-aid until I can get somewhere and actually do a rebuild. So yeah, that's been life lately. Wow, this is really bad. This needs to be ripped out.